Hello everyone. Today I'm making a Megaman Zero boss tier list, basically based off my personal opinion. I decided since my birthday was tomorrow, I might as well try to put something out. I don't know. I just was in the mood. So, anyways, let's kick this off and get this started. Uh, Number one, let's start with the Golem from Mega Man Zero One. For a tutorial boss, it's pretty easy, but that's the whole purpose of it. Basically, the whole mission is just, shoot the head, or use the Z-Saber in this case. So I say Golem, it serves its purpose, it's good. I say a good C tier. Next we get Aztec Falcon, one of Harpuya's units. Uh, as the past the tutorial boss, kind of the first boss of the game, I say it's pretty good. Sorry for putting the F tier right there. I'd also say it's an F tier, not F tier, C tier, due to the fact that it also serves its purpose of basically teaching you the things with wall jumping, avoiding the trash compactor. You gotta save the guys at the bottom before the time limit goes up. But it's a pretty generous time limit. It's well designed, it's easy, you know what to do. Now, kicking up a bit in difficulty, I don't know if any of you had the same problems I did with this thing, but on the train, the energy core, this one was a bit difficult due to the lasers for me. It wasn't too hard, but it was a bit of a step in the direction. You had to get used to dodging attacks, using the dash to do things. I give it a good B. Good B. Good fundamentals. You know what it does. Try to get past it. I say B tier is good for it. This thing right here, the Ganesha, the giant robot elephant. Oh my god, the first few times I fought this thing, I had a bit of trouble. It was a bit of a hassle, but I managed to get past it. The fact that the hit range on this thing and it's invincible during the ball, I like that whole sort of dynamic you got going on there, but I swear, just for personal bias, I gotta put it as our first D tier on the list. I never want to fight this thing again. Okay, now we're gonna start getting into the ones I have a personal disdain for. The Hydra that can switch elements. This one right here, I had a bit of trouble with when I was a kid. I remember I almost broke my DS off of this because of the changing heads and how fast its moveset would change. But overall, though, looking over with its attacks and everything, it's a fairly good boss. I wouldn't say that it's too hard or too easy, so I'd say I'd put it in B. I put it in B. Oh god, Anubis Necromancis right here. The first fight in the game, I say this one is the truly first one I'd have like a difficult challenge with. This one right here, the sand coffins, the respawning enemies, and the fact that Mega Man Zero One is already in itself so punishing. I give Anubis, it's a good boss. It's one of the ones that teaches you a lesson of how to dodge attacks, timing, all that sort of stuff. I put it A tier, good A tier. Now, Blitz Stack Off. Okay, this one's a fairly easy boss, but the fact that you can just cheese the fight, not even with just the elements, but his pattern in general, I gotta give it an F tier. It's way too easy. His freeze really doesn't amount to anything if you just know how to dash. I mean, come on. Alright, we're finally starting to get towards the Guardians. Let's keep going with this. Harpuya. Stage Harpuya. Alright, for the first fight of this game, Harpuya is kind of trash, I gotta be honest. The fact that you can get Harpuya in a loop that he just instantly gets rendered nothing to, is kind of sad to be honest. It really is. So, I gotta give Harpuya F for easy, even though character-wise Harpuya is like S. Like I really like Harpuya, but it's just not working. Alright, fighting Fafnir. Alright, desert stage. Not really that difficult. You can really just get past the slams, and if he tries to grab you, it's a real easy way to get rack some damage up on him. But he's better than Harpuya at least. At least he can be a bit unpredictable. I give him E, but you can still cheese the fight with the same methods though. Alright, Phantom. This boss right here, during the factory stage in Zero One, Phantom, he's cool, but all he does is just throw shurikens the whole time. Maybe he does a little bit of a slash, the clones. It's not really anything. Plus, for later, I gotta disregard this boss fight in the first place, so let's just give it a D tier. It's fine, it's okay. Uh, Actually, is it that hard? Not really. I'll give it, you go with 50. It's not really that hard. Once you learn the patterns, it's pretty easy. Alright, Fairy Leviathan. Alright, let's go with this. Water stages in general, I just do not like. But the fact that this whole fight, in general, in 0-1, I think, was, it was underwater? Yeah. It's not the best. I really just hate the mechanics of how floaty your jump is in water. So I give, Leviathan a D tier. It's really not that good. It's cool, but you could do so much better. Leviathan goes in D. Hound Machine, okay. Flame Monkey guy thinks he's Sun Wukong. The boss fight itself wasn't really nothing notable, but it was enough. It's easy enough. I'd say it goes in C tier. Alright, now we're gonna start getting to some of the better ones. Quox Angus, one of the Angus brothers. The gravity, the clamps is cool and everything. He extends his arms, try to shock you and stuff like that, but he's a fair challenge, nothing like Anubis, but I'd say at least in B tier. He poses a threat at least. He does better than the Guardians, I'd say. Rainbow Slime, okay. To be honest, there's nothing really notable. Every Mega Man game has to have a slime, of course, but this one isn't really that hard. Just, do typical slime things, avoid the pattern. Once he starts showing the head off, you can hit it, kill him. Do that, rinse and repeat 5 times. I'd put it in F tier, to be honest. It's really not that hard. It's kind of like a mini boss, but it's the main boss. Alright, Asura. Let's get to this one. I really like the design of this one. It's kind of hard when it keeps spinning with the arms and everything, but you can, once you avoid that, it's really nothing special. Like, it's just the same as 2 attacks. This boss fight lasts like, 30 seconds if you really get past it. But I'll put it in C. It's fairly easy, but at least it's better design. Alright, now we're starting to get the final bosses of the game. Let's just get this over with their first form. First form X is a joke. Like, not even, he gets stun locked very easy. His attacks really aren't that threatening. What fire, wind, ice. To be honest, he's not even going to get the chance to use it most of the time because you already killed him 10 times over. So, for the first phase of a final boss, I gotta be honest, he really doesn't, I mean, it kind of makes sense because he was kind of trash compared to the original X, but let's just put copy X. I'm sorry, you gotta go in F. Though, second form though, that Angel also fakes a really good boss theme. Angel X, copy X, I gotta put, the difficulty ramps up on this. I will have to neg some points based on the halos that can just insta-kill you if you're in a pit for too long. But it's a good fight. It's not one of my favorites. It's not what I say, like the top in design and everything. But it's a fairly good final boss fight. Serves its purpose well. Alright, on to Mega Man Zero 2. Here we go. We got the Scorpion boss. Remember in the desert after you fight those golems. Scorpion, fairly easy, but then again, that's what it's supposed to do. It shows the wear and tear of Zero, after all. I also really like in Mega Man Zero 2, before Zero gets the upgrades in the intro, you can see he has the Mega Man Zero 1 layout in the options screen. That was pretty cool detail there before it gets upgraded. But Scorpion, I'm sorry, but you go with C tier. Easy, well designed, but that's the whole purpose of you, my friend, so there you go. High Leg Orbuckle, oh god. High Leg Orbuckle, usually the first boss I go after due to how easy it is, though Forest of Dionysus is a pretty good stage. I will have to put you in F tier though, because god, your pattern is awful. You get frame trapped by everything. I can kill you in like 7 seconds if I'm really good. There you go. Phoenix Magnet, okay, I know a lot of people hate this one, and I know that the teleporting and basically everything about it is really annoying, but I actually think it's a well-designed boss fight. The whole thing of it teleporting and tricking you and hitting it and all that sort of stuff. I think it makes for a good fight, well-deserved fight, I'd say. Matter of fact, in my personal opinion, I think it's one of the better fights in Zero Two. So I put it in A. It's not S because I gotta be honest, the teleporting kind of gets old, and the phantom attack where he spawns into enemies of from like the old Mega Man X games is also pretty cool, but it can get really annoying when he's just teleporting or floating around for the next like 30 seconds and you're just waiting for an opening. So I'd say Phoenix Magnian, A tier, but there's still a bit of problems with you. All right, let's keep going. Polar Kamarov. Polar Kamarov, I gotta be honest, it can be difficult if you don't have like chips and everything, but once you get the flame chip, he gets destroyed. There's really no comparison. Not to mention how slow he is. He doesn't react to your attacks that much. I also gotta put you in F my butt. I'm sorry about that. Panther Foreclaws. I gotta be honest, the boss itself isn't even that hard, but it's the stage that will just annihilate you on this thing. He can knock you into the bottom of the pit. The stage itself kills me more than the boss himself. So I gotta put him in, to be honest, E tier. The stage is harder than the boss. The boss isn't even that difficult. Quoth Angus, the second of the Angus brothers. Okay, I like this one. It's a pretty fair boss to me, but I'd give it a solid B tier. It has a challenge. Same with his brother. Same thing. To be honest, once you figure out, avoid the charge, everything, not really that hard. All right, Rainbow Devil 2. You already know about this one, but to be honest, there aren't really that many changes I can even say to make this a difference. Not even the stage layout's that different. So you go right there next to your brother right over there. Highleg Orbuckle. Okay, not Highleg. Bubble Herclat. This one right here, the frog. To be honest, I even have a hard time remembering this thing because it was kind of just filler to have a fourth slot during the second fights of the Guardians. So it's medium, but all I remember is just long, stretchy arms, and it died for me for like 20 seconds. So it really isn't really that good. You also got to go in F tier, I'm sorry. All right, second fight, the refight for fighting Fafnir. This one is actually a lot better. They actually did a lot more with him. I'm glad they did. The lava pillars were pretty cool when he shoots inside of the ground. But once you figure out everything, but then again, that's how it is for every type of Mega Man boss. It's pretty easy, but I'd say for what he is, he's actually a pretty well-designed boss. So, A tier. Guardian Fairy Leviathan. Oh god, the ice and the spikes on this one make it a nightmare for certain items. I did this with the double jump. I ended up killing in Zero, like every time when I kept sliding on the ice into the ice spikes. But it's a cool fight. I gotta be honest, the stage really holds it down for me. But I'd also say it goes in D, just with the other Leviathan. It's really just the stage itself that holds it back. Harpuya's second fight is cool. I like the wind aspect, the tornadoes. But it really just is, it's way better of an improvement than the first fight. Like, geez, they did a way better job with that. So I'd actually put Harpuya. It's not as good as Fafnir's. Fafnir got a real upgrade. So I'll say B. Wasn't that hard, but wasn't too easy either. All right, now we start getting to the good part. Their destructive modes. Fafnir's destructive mode with the giant tank. I really like this one. It's pretty good. I really like the lava aspect and the time, getting past the wheels and treads and stuff. So I'll put it in A, from what I was thinking. I actually like the Leviathan fight a lot more for this one in our armored form. It's way better, more consistent, and to be honest, I think it's even better than the Harpuya fight too we had there. So I'll put it B. It's not by placement doesn't matter here. They're all the same to me. So just view them by letter grade. All right, Saint Harpuya's armored fight. This one with the plane form. Okay, this one here, I will put. The tornadoes were cool. Cloudy Stone's cool. Let's put this. I'll give it a B. It's better. I like how it is, but at the end of the day, it's just a bit of tornadoes. It's fairly easy when you know what he's doing, so I'll put it there. All right, the Angus brother combo. I see these two right here. This is one of my favorite fights in Zero Two. Pretty great one. Uh, I really like the combination text. Like they really didn't have to put both of them at the same time, but I'm glad Capcom had the decency to do that in the first place. Plus, it can be a hard fight with one flying in the back while you have to deal with the main brother in the front. So I will put it in A tier right here. All right, now we get into some final boss territory. El Paizo in Supreme Ruler. Okay, that one. Supreme Ruler is a pretty good song that I like. But to be honest, the first form of this fight is even harder than the second form, which makes no sense, but okay. I really like the fact that El Paizo can block your attacks and parry them. It makes for a good kind of standoffish situation, as well as the fact that even when he does parry them, you still have openings to attack. There's many ways to go about this fight. I like that about it. So, El Paizo, you go in A tier. Now we get to the last Squish form, El Paizo while he's possessed by the Dark Elf. To be honest, this fight really doesn't have anything spectacular about it, but I do like the platforms, the design's really cool. But to be honest, it's pretty easy, so it goes in C tier. So, El Paizo isn't that good. Okay, Omega first form, our first introduction to Omega in the first place. The first fight with Omega is cool. It's supposed to be easy. It's just like the first tutorial boss of the game. So, he also goes in C tier, but I won't lie, Omega's design is spectacular. Blazing Philizard, okay, for Volcano stage. This one right here, I like the EX moves, by the way, where he throws his little crown, but it's cool to me. I like how it works, the fire aspect, but it's nothing too hard. So, it also goes in C. A lot of the bosses in the Zero series suffer from the things of, they're either hard for no reason, or they're pretty easy and you can exploit their pattern to no end. Same thing with Children Inabla. So I'd also put him in C. It kind of suffers from the same thing with the bosses here all suffer from that except for these next two. I don't know why the first two starting bosses of 3 had the pattern issue. But Noisebat, I really like the whole disappearing and the bat gimmick. It kind of reminds me of Dark Dizzy from X5. That's really cool. But overall, I'd say it's a good warm-up boss. He's harder than the other ones, but nothing too special. Now my favorite out of the first wave in of the 8 general judges in general, Death Mantis. I really like this fight. I personally do this with the recoil rod. It's pretty great. I also really like the atmosphere in general, but the thing I like the best about Death Mantis fight in the first place is the jumping around. You have to switch places. Fire's pretty good. You can cut the vines, and I gotta be fair. He also goes to be with my guy. Priya and Kriya, the 2 baby elves. These ones right here, I'll put, they're really not that hard. It's just avoid the lasers they send out. C, they're not bad, but there's nothing really to write home about. The Anubis fight, part 2. The best part about this fight is they actually added new attacks, which I really like about the 03 refights. They add new attacks to the bosses. It makes for better comebacks, to be honest. It's pretty great. So, Anubis, you're going in A tier again. I honestly like this fight better than the first one, but it's not S for me. Okay. The second Hanuman fight, same thing with Anubis. They add new attacks, which is pretty great for it. But it's a little bit less hard because it's kind of Hanuman part 2 for me. So, B tier right there. Oh god, here we go. X2, the second copy X fight of the game. Oh lord, this is even worse. How do you get worse than the first form? I don't know. But to be honest, it's even more of a joke. Even with the new enhancements and everything. It's just kind of trash, I gotta be honest. The Phantom fight, I really like this one. It's kind of just Phantom over again, but in cyberspace. He has a few new tricks. His AI is better. But Phantom's cool, but it's just that again, so I'll at least bump him up to C on this time. You get one buddy, sorry. But okay, Cupid Foxstar. This fight right here, hard, hard, hard. I mean, like, it's insane the difficulty spike you get from the other bosses here, especially on the stage here. With the fire and everything, it really makes for a real good hard fight. But I swear to God, some of these trying to avoid it is like impossible. Like you can't. So I gotta put you in D. It's really hard. It's a problem for me. Please, I never want to fight you again. All right. Who is this guy again? I remember he's the big guy, but I don't remember his name. Right here, I remember the weights. You have to avoid them with his arms. Not that hard. I feel like the bigger bosses of 03 aren't that hard for me. So, I'd give him a C tier. Alright, the eel, the electric floor, everything's cool. I'd put him a good B tier. B tier is fine for him. He's not that hard, not too easy. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna shock the floor. What is that gonna do? I just jump. That's it, really. I gotta be honest. Trieste Calvarin, he sends out the two heads, and you have to deal with those while he's trying to crush you or throws the pipe at you. It's a fun fight. I really like his sprite work, but at the end of the day, big boss, really not that good. He doesn't C tier. The refight between the baby yellows again, same kind of thing, goes in C tier again. Now we start getting to the good stuff. Omega Form 1 for his final fight. It's just a rehash of the first fight you had at the start of the game, except they let him use the sword now. It's cool, but it's the same with the others. Judgment Day, Omega, where he has the two heads of X. This one's cool. I put it an A. Hard enough, but also serves a bit of a challenge. But just jump over the lasers when he shoots you. At least that pit's right there. But it's fairly easy. Now we start getting into good stuff. Omega Zero, aka the spoilers, true Zero's body in 3. Still hate the fact that the Guardians died in their form after the explosion. But it goes in S for me. I really like the idea of fighting yourself. The fight itself, I gotta be honest, isn't too hard, especially because you can cheese Omega with saber slashes and buster shots. But it's a fairly impactful fight. I like it. He really can. I swear his AI is random sometimes. Sometimes he's very passive. Other times he's aggressive. It makes for a good fight. All right, we're going on to Megaman Zero 4. Here's the last one. Zero 4's fight with the energy core. I have to put that in. I say easy. It's a tutorial boss again, so that goes there. Not that hard. Not too difficult. All right, Carnage Zero. Also easy, but I like the fact that it shoots the lasers and the missiles from its arms. And it's the boss you meet before eating Hydra warriors, so it goes there. Nobleman Drago. This fight's cool. I really like it. The stage doesn't really make a factor here because it does because she burrows into the ground, but that really doesn't matter when you could just slice up the plants and get rid of anything anyway. The Z Saber really makes quick work of her, so I put in C. And then Tech Kraken. Tech Kraken's fight's pretty cool. I really like the mirrors. I like how they're implemented in the game. I really like how you can reflect shots off of them and break them. But Tech Kraken, I'll put you in B. Medium, not too hard, not too easy either. Now, my favorite of the Hydra warriors in the game, Pegasus to Eclair, kind of gives me the Skyver vibes. I put in S. Not because it's a particularly hard fight, but because I like the stage gimmick it goes on here with the rain, with the dashing. You really got to know when to time your jumps, when to move, especially if you put on a certain weather conditions and with the lasers. His EX attack's really cool too, if you know how to dodge it. But yeah, for me personally, it goes into S. I really like it. It's same as a Megaman. Then we got our boy Max Heat. We got one sec. The turtle. The barrier when he keeps blocking his back with his shell is really annoying, but I really like the fact that he shoryukens with his fist in the fight. The laser can be very hard to avoid at times. I do like that in the first place. Like, as long as you're able to like know how to manage your space, it's a pretty cool fight. But sometimes it can just be like, I don't know about that, man. It's pretty difficult. So I'll put him in B, same as Tech Kraken. Uh, Fenry, alright. Mr. Ice Wolf, let's put you. Your stage is pretty cool. I like the ice gimmick. They spawn the clones, the wheel. It's kind of reminding me of a less inferior version of Ganesha, but I'd say Fenry, you go in like B tier, same as the other ones. 04 had a pretty good, decent lineup of bosses. Soul Titanium. The heat gimmick is really annoying. I really don't like that, but it's at least tolerable in comparison to everything else. So Soul Titanium, I gotta be honest, you gotta go with E tier. E tier for me. I hate that heat gimmick so much. I've died to it too many times. I'm not doing it again. Pulpy Cockatrice, I think it was. Very easy. Like, just slice him up. He's a chicken. Yeah, he has the stone thing, but just jump over the beam. It's really not that hard. Mino Magnus. I really like this fight a lot. So the jumping around, the formation of his body when he splits apart and then comes back together with the magnets, it's cool. The stage is cool, but that's not a factor here. So in general, I have to put him in B. He can be a problem on his weather difficulty, but nothing that much. The craft fight, I really like this one. This is the first one though, so I will put him in B tier, and then elaborate on that further because of the difference in the X moves. Hell the Giant. Hell the Giant, not that hard. I'll put him in C tier. He's not that hard. He's just hit the head spot. If you played him, look, if you just played Mega Man like 3 or like X2, like the start, you know what to do with this boss. It's really not that simple. Okay, this in the control room. This is a cool boss. It's nothing too hard or anything. So I'll put it in C tier. It's just pretty simple. Just hit the head when it closes up, hit all the objects, and then do it back again. The teleporter. I really like the theme of this fight. The fact that instead of being able to fall through and just die, you can float around to try to avoid the attacks. It's way different, but it's also pretty easy. So I'm gonna have to put it in. It's literally just go around, go down, and go hit him with the saber a few times. So it goes into E tier. The second fight of craft. Now we're really talking here. The second fight of craft in Ragnarok. Pretty good. I fought him with EX moves, so I got to see the laser a lot more. It's one of my favorite ones. I really like Kraft as a character, his moveset with the bombs and grenades, the whole guerrilla warfare type thing going on. So that's pretty cool. Dr. Weil, I really like his first phase, specifically because he spawns the enemies from the past Megaman Zero 3 games. So all those previous bosses you've seen, you can just randomly spawn, which is pretty cool. The fight's not that hard, but it's a good start off to the boss. Now we get to the real ender of this list. Phase 2, Weil, basically falling down, you're on Ragnarok. You got a time limit, I think it's 2 minutes to kill him before the end of the world and everything. So that goes into S. I like that you can grab this horn. They made a lot of utility out of this fight. It's pretty great. I'd give it S tier, final S tier. And that's the list, everybody. Thank you for everything. I'm glad if you made it through the video in the first place. Thank you for watching. I hope you all had fun watching my ranking of everything. And well, El Paizo's here, but you don't fight regular El Paizo. But just for El Paizo in general, because El Paizo is just a massive L, let's just put him in F tier. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. If we can hit, like, I don't know, 10 likes, I'll do a ranking of all the mini bosses, or maybe any other rankings, or whatever you'd like. Anyways, thank you for listening to me ramble on about this game that only some of us have played. Thank you, and have a good one.